Well, thank you everybody for attending, both online and in person. We're excited to have everybody come out. As they said, my name is Rich. I'm the vice president of the chapter, and normally here's the president. Joe's our secretary. Treasurer.
Same thing.
Same thing, right?
Got it.
So thanks everybody, and obviously we really appreciate everybody coming out, and make sure you guys mingle and hang out more. We're excited about having Phil Gay here to speak this month. So you don't want to hear me, you want to hear Phil, you want to hear Phil. So Phil, come on up and we'll get the show started.
Thank you. You got it, Tom?
Yeah.
You guys have
So should I go ahead?
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Phil, come around here so you're on camera. Okay, I'm going to hand Phil off to the speaker.
All right.
There you go. Okay.
Good evening. Thank you for being here. I was asked to do the introduction for our guest speaker. I was all ready for it. Tom tried to push me out of the picture, but he failed. So anyway, our guest speaker is retired Navy captain, former commanding officer of a few ships, one of which was the USS John F. Kennedy. Good show. And he's also a naval aviator, flew attack aircraft in Vietnam, flew 488 missions, was awarded the Silver Star, which is the third highest medal you can get for valor in combat. So please join me in saluting and welcoming Captain Phil Gay.
Thank you, Master Chief.
Thank you.
Where's my advanced? I got it. I got it. It'll be right there. Yeah. So you want to start this presentation? Yeah. So. That's up. From the beginning. All right. So you can click through any button. So if you press down, it'll be okay. Down, up, down. Gotcha. Thank you. All right. This is dry fly rigging and tactics according to Phil Gay. I don't mean to impinge on anybody else's thoughts on how they do this, but I've been guiding and teaching fly fishing for the last 30 years. And a number of clients, including Ben Legg, who is a member of your chapter. Ben's not here tonight, but he would always ask me the same questions every time. Every time we would, Ben would fish with me. He'd say, "Now tell me again, what leader you use and what tippet you use." And all that. So I finally decided one day to write it down and some other stuff. So I even got a picture of Ben on there. That was for Ben's benefit, but since he didn't.
Actually, if you want to stand in front, since your picture isn't on there and you're sharing just the thing,
Yeah.
you're welcome to.
Yeah, I will. But I need somebody to click through the.
Oh, I can do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
I can be a dummy.
Yeah, just click to the next one. Okay, at the end of this presentation, I'm going to give it I learned a long time ago. I give it to you now. So you'll get it at the end of the presentation. It's a little more expansive on the full stuff here. But in general, what we drive like this, you need to work along the reason. 10, 12 feet. That's fine. If you're a really good passer, you can handle longer periods, go for it. Oh yeah, don't tell me to. But if you can handle longer leads, fine. But you should be in 10 to 12 feet. And I find that a 9-foot 4X leader is sort of a universal leader. That's essentially all I buy. I buy 9-foot 4X leaders and I add Or put it at 5X, have 6X. If I put it for 6, or I put it, 5X on there. What you don't want to do is typically use more than about 30 inches at any one time. You can start seeing some problems with fly turnover or fly turnover is a big problem more than anything else. You can, I would. If I really want to put 6X, you can skip it. You can put 6 on the 4, but I don't recommend that. I bridge it down, put a foot and a half of 5X and then a couple of feet of 6X on. You figure out which 6. You can skip that, but don't skip more than one. You can go from 4X to 6X, 5X to 7X. So I wouldn't go past. Start running into problems, just get those dots the whole thing from surface dots. Start getting too many. Surface dots tend to break. When you're fishing wrong leader, when your leader line catch is going to inside the line. If you've got nice smooth, a smooth one, however you do it, I just go loop the loop. That's a smooth enough. That's a smooth enough connection. Next. So that's just nothing magic there. Go to the next one. Couple of things that we learned over the years. Starting point for what tip size. Just take the fly size and divide by 3. Oh yeah. You take your fly size, divide it by 3, and that gives you size 12 atoms. Could be probably on a 4X. It varies now. It's a really heavily dressed fly. If it's really a lightly dressed fly, you can go lighter. You can go lighter. You'll start to run into problems if you go too light with bigger fly, or too heavy with smaller flies. Talk about that. Fluorocarbon is really nice stuff. Great for nymphing. It's great for streamer fishing. If you use a full fluoro leader, it will sink your dry fly. So I don't recommend you use full fluorocarbon. Except for the last section, the last foot and a half could be fluorocarbon. But if you do full fluoro, the whole thing, it does like to sink, and it'll bag, and then every time you pick up where you're going to get that annoying pop, you pick up, the leader sag. It won't sink a small dry fly. You won't be able to keep the flow. Yeah. Here's another nice little kind of tidbit of information. If you're really anal and you like to know what sounds of an inch, your tippet is, that's a 4X tippet, add 7 to it, it gets you to 11. It's called the rule of 11. So 4X is 7 thousandths of an inch. So you can do the math and make it work. I'm not that anal about knowing how many thousandths of an inch I'm tippet. So I mentioned earlier that 9-foot units is short. You can whack 2 feet off of that. If you're going to fish dry, you start to lengthen it out, build it out. You can build a 9-foot 4X out on 14 feet very easily. That's just going to go way down and fish picos on 7X. Keep building it out. Next. Here's a couple of things that happen to you. If you're casting and your fly looks like it ran into a mirror, the equal wall, and falls off to the right. You don't have a casting problem, you have a tippet problem with that. So your tippet is too light or too long for the size fly you have on. The opposite happens. Casting kicking to the left. You see this streamers a lot. If there's streamers on it, you might have tippet. If you cast a streamer, kick to the left on it. Now you have to fly too heavy to the tippet. But the most common one that I see when I'm guiding for the last 30 years is that people get their lasers out of balance. And falls off, right? And we had a couple of guys that used to come to the food with me all the time. They were notorious for getting their lasers out of balance. And they were just, Rock Ray, look, sure enough, he'd have five, something right in the middle of it, you know, well, let me take a foot out of there, foot out of there, now pass it. Right out, perfect. That's the most common one I do, but that's fine, that's a right-handed, left-handed, all over the other way. Next one. If you're getting spun up, you know, when you're fapping, I don't, when I tie flies, I don't put wings in the fly. If you get those wings perfect, you know, they're going to helicopter on it. And some flies without wings will helicopter. So, tying the fly. So minimize your false flaps. And if you can afford to do it, you will, if the fish will to do it, you know, go to the slightly heavier tippet. But minimize your false flaps for sure. So all this back and forth stuff, you know, that's just giving that contact and I don't mind parachutes. I love parachutes. They don't seem to spin as bad as the wing fly. That's my thing. You went one too far.
Oh, okay.
Fly line and the first couple feet of your leader cracks. Well, it's very difficult to manage because if your if the fly line is sinking on it, very difficult to manage. And you're not move your fly to fly and sinking trying to manage. So I dress my line when I'm diving, flying flies 3-4 times a day when we're driving less. Don't do the tip, but I guess about the first 3 or 4 feet of the leader, you gotta get the chicken usually starts right up on the line. But I dress the first 8, 10, 12 feet of the bottom, and then the first 2 or 3 feet. I use Gooseland, so that's a brand name. Anytime. There's all kinds of things. So yeah, whatever one you like, there's no one. You do it several times a day. Getting good grip is a function of keeping a controlled amount of slack between your rod tip and the drive rod on your rod tip and the striking anchor that you're using in front. It has to be a controlled amount of slack. But you can't have no. If you make a really beautiful path straight out, really perfectly straight out, that fly is going to be dragging almost immediately, just because of the nature of it, some recoil dragging. So, what a nice little bit of slack in there. That's why leader design are set up to land with a little bit of curl in it, with tip, so we get it out, it's perfectly straight out. But it's the key is a controlled amount of slack. I have clients that will, they talk somewhere else. It's the one who touches their box, if you drive their box, after you touch. There's no, I don't, look, it has this much slack. Take what you need in the box. The full amount of slack. Thank you. This is an issue for that. The surface, circle over the head. Click over that next one.
Okay.
You see in a circle above his head, the diameter is 1.5 times the depth of the water. So if you put the water, dry fly, otherwise you don't see it. Your first one, and what out of the end, what do you see? It's a big mirror. Well, the fish has the same problem, but there's a 10-degree refraction. So the fish can't see anything else on the surface. That's why merger patterns tend to work better because part of them and parachute style flies, they tend to lie lower than a lot of part of the flies actually still underwater. But you have to, you got to deal with 10-degree refraction. So when you only want your dry fly, still up in the window, you don't want it to fly and minimum amount of limit, in there as well. So I'll go back to the previous. So when you see a fish rise, he's not holding where you saw him. You know exactly. Now the way a fish takes the fly, you know, it shows up in the field of view. He comes up. Now the current is carrying him back. Takes the fly here and goes back to where he was holding. So think about the fish is probably at least a couple of feet up current of where you saw the rod. Don't cast where you saw the rod and come behind the fish. The fish will fly several feet upstream where you saw the rod. And I use the reach cast a lot, just not the direct control, just to get my everything out of the line of the fish. Like a 10-degree reach cast. This little fly comes down over, you know, a known fish.
Oh, next one. Oh, back up.
Yeah, go back. I've observed over the years when the fish get low and clear, one thing you can do is drop the fly right around the head. So, eagles, poppers, stuff like that. Put the fly somewhere. Feel like it's fly. Out of that. And you know, the fish is coming up to 4 feet high. They don't like coming up to this 4 feet on dry. You know, but they don't come up. So the faster the water is, the deeper. Favorite way to fish. That's what I'm feeling out. And we had, you know, had a dropper on. And the practical limit on that dropper. And some things you want to do when you're going to go hopper dropper. Shorten the distance from your line connection to the dropper, to the drop line you're holding up. You know, make it 7.5 or 8 feet. You get that too long, drop line. It's a difficult package. So don't that up. You can still get fish to take the dry, but you know, I think about the dry as my cycle there. But I love fishing that way. Fishing both meat, top and bottom. You can also go to a heavier tippet, which is like on the shorter section. You know, you can make the tippet heavier. Good. I found almost all the flies I could with. Yeah. Pumpkin bee was, and I usually put a few wraps of oil on most of my nets. I don't want to put push on unless I actually have to. I want the weight to apply. But there's a practical limit to how long that thing can be. It's about 4 feet. I think it's about 4 feet more. You know, you gotta work with it. And weight. Right, it doesn't determine how heavy that fly. There's a point where you just gotta say, okay. You can hear this. Then probably the top of drop it. Oh, like that, it's my favorite way to do it. Yeah, down to the hopper. And this is a good time to use floral, you know, on your drop. You pull it up, and it likes the same thing. It is less visible. It's also 3 times as expensive. Yeah, you know, we're watching. I tied to the bend of the hook. I did. You're gonna get some refusal by doing that, but, you know, if the fish is coming up, he'll run into your drop. If you want to be really do this correct, you should put the dry spot. You know, 5 or 6 inch tag. Yeah, that way, the fly is not, you know, it's not being controlled by the dropper. That's a very tangly rig. It's a very tangle prone stuff. But I do, when I swing the top out, I put one on the fan and put one on the bottom. But it's got to be deliberate. Those kind of things, you know, none of this stuff. This is where all that stuff is. I tell people about every fall cast. No, fall cast is one. I said 4 feet seems to be about the practical limit for a hopper dropper. That gets a little, you know, ungainly, especially if it's a heavy fly. All right, then. Fishing rules. So we'll go right to the first one. Fish is close to the fish, right? Everything works in your favor. You're gonna set the hook. All good things have to work, but yeah. I got powder right now, even though it's about 85 feet. That's extremely clear. So you can't stand it when fish is high stick. Yeah. So, but the fish will let you know. I'll put it. Next one. Oh, humor, if you don't put it in 3 once in a while, you're not fine. I think that's creative out of it. I didn't make it in 3 today, but I found one, the same one 3 times, 3 consecutive casts. You know, wake up. But you know, the fish are on the edge of the river. Well, they protection from birds there. Stuff falls out of it. They like it. Shady back in that. You gotta get your fly back in. They're only $2. We all tie, right? So it's the price of a hook. Fly. Like that. If you can get your everything in the same speed water, you'll get the best grip. But even better, you can get the line in front of you in slower water than the next section you're flying in the fastest water. So that gives you almost perfect grip. Require no mending. But if you can get everything in the same speed water, you've got it right up. And just use breach cast too. On here, you know, just reach right over here to get everything in the same speed water. But you're fishing a corner pool, okay? So if you're on the inside, you know, that's a perfect setup. That solar water here, wrestling passing right out to the center of the current. What you don't want to do is cross the current, the center of the current. And you're going to eventually do that, but you're going to have to change the position to do. So if you put the fly, you know, in that setup, you put your fly right down the center of the core of the current to get your best grip.
So let's say the bar over there, you're not gonna try also.
I'm going to get above it and go down across it. Not enough people take advantage of fishing downstream. Fishing downstream, lots of good stuff. You know, the flies the first thing to get to the fish. And in some situations, it's really the only approach you can take. If you got a sweeper rod, you know, you can't fish from below because the passive water is right at the end of the rod. You know, that water is going to drag the rod. So you can have those things from above, come at them and great job.
Is right away. It doesn't matter if I keep my line straight.
You do not want to make your weight disturb the fish the kind of thing. He'll change the distance. But once he feels that the flow has changed, he'll move. But he won't be there anymore.
Let's say I'm over here.
There's another great use of a reach cast. Go downstream with the classic high speed, rod up till it flies on the water and lay your line over here. And then if you're going to do some tacking, then just stick them over on the same grip. Yeah. You're stacking them over the same grip.
Science, typically, positioning, like people don't spend enough time getting in the right location to get it cast. Because I know that I'm always casting across the fall lake, trying to get that good structure that is that something?
Well, you know, you need a good grip in the right spot. You know, and sometimes you just got to take what you can get. You know, and sometimes we don't have the opportunity on big rivers. I was thinking, you know, if you need to make a 40-foot cast, why don't you make a 50-foot cast? Move closer. But sometimes you can't. You know, big rivers, the Madison, you know, you get closer. You just got to deal with it. But you only need a good grip for where the fish is. I mean, you don't need to grip the whole, you know, 40 or 50 feet at a time. Just get a good grip over the right spot. Don't false cast more than necessary. No fish in the air. Huh? Every false cast is an opportunity for save. But foam is home. Why is that? Well, you know, you never go to put the foam lines on the scene. The foam is coming down the flow side of the scene, and the fish are sitting on the back side of the scene, where they're spend less effort to beat it. But they're looking up into the foam. The foam is telling you two things. Things are being consulted with it. You think it's drifting down the roof, squeeze into that foam line. So you observe where the foam lines are, and I'm trying to drift down through that. Go ahead. The paper stands a lot on some of the stuff we've been talking about. So, questions? Got it. Anything at all? Right? Okay. Yeah. No, okay. Well, you're fine. If you, both of my casting videos, I mean, know what I need the practical casting. It's sort of a beginner video. But the presentation task for trial, it's got a ton of information. And it's, you can download it on YouTube. It's a free download. It's Phil Gay Castle with my YouTube channel. There's a bunch of time stuff on there too, but both of my videos are on. You can download them and look at them on YouTube. I really recommend you take a look at the presentation task for trial. There's a ton of good tasks in there. And spend a lot of time talking about the reach castle, and there's a lot of good information in the video. It's filmed up on Free Street. Both of them were filmed up on Free Street. So that fish there, caught him twice last year. He's down below the second threshold of the river. The only reason I took a picture of that particular fish, that's an unusually brightly colored fish. You know, red tail on it, during the cicadas. You got, some of you guys are young enough that you'll make the next cicada. If you want to find the big fish in the gunpowder, that's the vibe. Carol and I fished down from the gas line up, up the second trestle last year. And we got about 30 fish in the whole thing. I mean, everything was over 12 inches, and there were a number of 16, 18-inch fish. And those fish are there all the time. They're just not, they're just not going to come up. But I had a spectacular tape. A 19-inch brown trout come out of 4 or 5 feet of water. Just exploded on that thing. And I had my freeway. So that was, I had my hands full there. I wasn't expecting that fish. But those fish are in there. You guys saw that. The DNR, the pictures of those big fish. I've never seen those fish. And I've probably never seen those fish. Probably never seen fish. Because they're up under some root ball somewhere. And what I noticed over when I was a kid, there's this little brook trout stream called Powers Run. And there were 2 or 3 pools where we never caught a brook trout. And I never understood why until one day I caught an 18-inch brown trout in one of those pools. And that's why there were no brook trout in them, because he was taller than me for 8 ball. And so use that same observation on the top. You're thinking beautiful structure. You're thinking there's got to be fishing. There is, but he's a big fish. And there's more of them in there than you think. But the only time I ever see it is when I have a small fish on it, one of these guys put about crabs and hook. I don't target big fish. And the guys, how much spearmint fish? They target them. And they don't catch a lot of fish, but they move those big fish. And that's the only way you're going to move those big fish. Look at big ones. Look at spearmint. I've seen them big. But 3 and 4 inches long. But look what big fish want. So any other questions? And but don't. This paper was meant to be informational. It's not gospel. If you do things differently, you do things differently. Be my guest. I just wrote all this down to on how I do things, and that's what I. Some of my thought process is always be tempered by like a guide a lot of beginners. So make this as simple as possible for me and them. So I don't use the multiply rate for beginning guide. It didn't take me very long. I don't have to drop it. It didn't take me very long to get rid of the double miss, but start getting a couple of split shots. It was just one retie after another. So, but have we got no other questions? I think you played great. You got that big white parachute. How can you not see it? Well, use something bigger, man. I just use that. It's a, there's ice and icky about it. and there's gonna be another version here, you know, about now through the end of October. You know, you'll see one or two maybe in a day, but the fish are seeing a lot more. So it's becomes a very nice dry fly in the fall. Well, more on the lower river, I don't, although I had a big day on Nice Nicky is up in the flat below Falls Road. Up in that kind of surprised me. But I was fishing with a green weenie underneath my ice and icky, and fish kept eating the ice and icky. What I do with the green weenie, had a big day on ice and icky is up. But they're probably up through there. Like, I fish more in the lower river than I inland. So there's plenty of ice and icky down there. And I probably had 5 or 6 fish hit the ice and icky this morning. Caught 2 on the ice and icky and the upper river. Yeah, anything below, anything below, from fall. Well, the big fish, according to the DNR guys, all the big fish are up in the research. The really big one. You know, that 31 incher. I think I know what that fish is. But, you know, you're never gonna see that fish, you're never gonna catch it. But the biggest fish, the DNR says, were all on, the biggest was a big fish. But there were lots of 20+ inch fish, in the lower part of the river too.
Get a better board place.
Much better.
More ocean pictures.
Oh, much better now. This is the gizzard jab, the fall. Gizzard jab. There's plenty of sculpting, lots of days now. And that's what trout need to get big. Upper River's have got a few days. Now it's sculpting. No fall fish anymore. You know, for a couple of years, being up around the river warmer intentionally. And so the fall fish moved up. They were all right for Falls Road. I was perfectly happy to see him leave after they started running the river colder. The fall fish left. But they're all dying. I'd rather catch, you know, 8-9 inch brown trout than one big fish. I've caught lots of big fish. Anything else? Right. We're done.
So
It's on.
we have to do.
Skip those. We didn't, camper was supposed to do it, he was the one.
Well, we're done.
We done,
We're done.
we're done.
Okay, we're out to do it. Okay.
Well, before we move on to the black herons, thank you, Captain Phil.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go out. Let me.
All right.
Sure. I'm going to stop sharing.
Okay. Oh, yeah. You know what? Walk out there so we don't. Gotcha. Okay. We're doing a test here. Joe, I can see your face. I'll give you your thing back in a second. Joe, can you hear me okay? Or is it just too noisy? Can you hear me, Joe? Probably not.
Yeah, I hear you. Hey,
Oh,
Tom, I
good.
hear you.
I hear you.
Yeah, okay, good. All right, it came through. Awesome.
Good. Okay, thanks. All right.